Hey, everybody, it's Melinda Collin with Brown County 4-H, and I'm here today to talk with you about something that's really, really exciting to me and important to me as a 4-H youth development educator. And that is a way to recognize our young people, our juniors and our seniors in high school, in a way that they might not have been recognized before in 4-H world. It's something that you might have seen in the newsletter. It's called our Wisconsin 4-H Key Award. And the Key Award, from the way I see it at least, is that it's our highest achieving honor in 4-H. But I know a lot of you might not know a ton about what the Key Award really is. And so I'm here and I'm excited to be being joined by Amber Reberg. She's our Wisconsin 4-H Educational Experiences Specialist. And Amber has helped discuss, share, and lift up youth leaders across the state of Wisconsin in a lot of different ways, including with this Key Award. And so Amber and I have had a couple of conversations, and Amber, we were just talking about how sometimes we don't use the 4-H's really to talk about the Key Award itself. Can you talk with us a little bit about how the Key Award really does align to the things that we do day to day in 4-H?
You know, Melinda, I think this is the Key Award is really definitely an honor and a way to celebrate the incredible work our young leaders do. And so for me, when we start talking about it, I think about those 4-H's. They are the foundation for how our members participate, engage, and grow. And so why not make the connection with the Key Award? And so I think any young leader who's involved in our program and has taken those H's and lived them out through 4-H is eligible. They should be either self-nominating or being nominated by a leader for their contributions to the program in those ways. And so what does that really mean, right? And so I think you and I have had some conversations, like you said, about this. And so I think about first, right, we pledge our head to clear thinking. And so what does that really mean? And for me, that means a young leader taking the things that they've learned and the ways that they've grown, and they teach and lead, whether that's in a specific project area or maybe as a camp counselor, whatever it is, but they are taking 4-H to the next level by teaching and leading. And that really is their head, right? They're using their head for clear thinking.
And it also could be officer roles in your 4-H clubs. If you've been a president or a vice president, you've taken on the role of treasurer or secretary or any other elected role. If you've been involved in the county-wide level programs in any way as a leader, as a helper, how have you used your head to help yourself learn, grow, lead, and serve? So the second H is our hearts. We pledge our hearts to greater loyalty. And so from a Key Award perspective, Amber, what does that look like to you?
You know, Melinda, I think about the mentoring that happens, and I think that it goes back to the head, right, where we're leading and teaching and coming alongside others, right, that critical role as we grow in the program. But I think it's really mentoring, thinking of a specific opportunity where you've reached out to a younger member or a younger person in your community, and you've helped them. You've been the support that they needed to become their best self. And so I think this is critical of a Key Award winner, right? They're not only getting from the program and probably have some mentors themselves, but they are taking on that mentor role, right? They're heart to greater loyalty, giving back and thinking about a way to make it better for another young person.
And I also think in some of our clubs that could be intergenerational, a young person helping to lead and serve somebody older than them, an older youth, an adult, a senior citizen, a grandparent, all of that intergenerational work. If you're doing those types of things, you've really gone above and beyond in that idea of really being loyal to your community at any age and being a mentor across the board. Our third H is our hands to larger service. And this is the one that I think most of us can kind of get behind, Amber.
Right. I absolutely, right. I mean, it's a core principle, and many of our clubs and our young people embrace this on a regular basis, even sometimes having monthly community service projects. But I think, again, if we're thinking about the Key Award, it probably isn't just about me doing the service, right? It's not just me showing up to pick up garbage and do roadside cleanup, but it's me taking an active role in helping think about what our community needs are, and then helping plan and organizing that with leaders, with my parents, with other young people. And so that's what sets me apart and helps me be eligible for a Key Award, is that I'm doing the service, but I'm also helping think about community needs and then planning it and helping others be involved.
Yeah, truly being that youth leader connected to the community.
Mhm.
understanding the needs, and then doing something about what you find is a need. That's core to what we do in 4-H. The
Right.
last one is the one that I think sometimes we struggle with. We pledge our health to better living for our club, our community, our country, and our world. We
Mhm.
say these pledges all the time. Our hearts are more personal. Most of the other things we pledge our heads and our hands and our hearts to other people sometimes and to ourselves. But our health
Mhm.
to better living is something we do for ourselves. And I think that's something that we sometimes struggle with in connecting that, especially to the Key Award.
Right, Melinda. And so for me, as we've been talking about it, we are not able to use our head to clear thinking, our hearts to greater loyalty, and our hands to greater service if we're not taking care of our health. So if we're not taking care of our physical health, our emotional, our mental health, we're not able to serve and to lead and to do. And so this is really foundational. Although it comes at the end of the pledge, I think this is critical for our young leaders who are thinking about their key award. And so, what are your goals? How have you continued to maintain as a leader around health? So, again, that isn't necessarily just, I'm going to run 2 miles every day or eat healthy snacks. It is about the whole person, right? And the way that you're taking good care of yourself in order to meet the needs of others. And so, I think that's the way that we can tie it in because, again, these 4-H's are the key to a successful 4-H leadership experience. And we want to recognize and celebrate young people that are embodying all of those things, their own health and well-being, and also thinking about their communities, other individuals, just all around making a difference.
As you were talking, I started thinking about the importance of goal setting and reflection. The do, reflect, the apply, the things that we do in 4-H all the
Mhm.
time, that giving yourself the time to do that and to clear your mind to think about what we're doing and why we're doing it and what
Mhm.
your next steps are. That is also pledging your head, your hands, your heart, and of course your health, right? You bring it full circle with that. It
Mhm.
really is the thread that kind of weaves through all of the other H's, isn't it?
Mhm.
So 4-Hers and leaders out there, that is the Key Award. That's what it embodies. And it is open to young people in the 4-H program, juniors and seniors who've been with the program and can talk about how they've done those things. It is a self-nomination form and it is a nomination. So leaders out there, parents out there, if you think and you can think of that young person in your mind that embodies those 4 keys, head,
Mhm.
hand, heart, health, please nominate them. And young person out there who might be watching this, if you say to yourself, I use my head, hand, heart, and health every day in 4-H, I want you to nominate yourself as well. Information about nomination will be coming out very shortly and what that application is. And if you have any questions, know that I am here, Amber is here, and your leaders and families are here to help you through any questions that you might have. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for joining us, Amber.